Sup, Nerdmigos? I'm the Jive talking nerd, John Norgrove, and this is Nerd Jive. So, a little bit of quick stuff, a little bit of big stuff. Let's see where we go with this. First up, Volvo has kind of created a new way of selling cars, and it's sort of dope when you really think about it. Okay, so Volvo announced a new way of selling cars at the 2017 LA Auto Show on Wednesday. Their plan is $600 a month. But, all right, so it's $600 from a month for the new XC, I'll figure it out, XC40 crossover SUV. But it's not just the car. And this is the interesting part, right? So the fees include the cost of the car, taxes, delivery, and insurance, regardless of your location and age. So it's flat rate, boys, right? $600. And they've dubbed this new sales scheme, all right, the Care by Volvo. And it's pretty fucking smart, man. I mean, so you have to think about it. It's sort of like the way AT&T or Verizon or Apple or any of these companies are selling your cell phones currently, right? You're buying your cell phone for a monthly fee through AT&T. For AT&T's, I believe it's called Next program, or through Apple's whatever the fuck they call their program, or Verizon or any of these other companies. So what Volvo's idea is to do the same thing, right? What they're seeing is right now there's two ways to buy a car. You can just buy it outrightly through a loan from a bank or whatever, right? Or you can lease to own it, right? But their argument is about this. They want one-stop shopping, right? So, you buy a car and it has a fee associated with it and the car has value and all this kind of stuff. But what about taxes for the car? And what about insurance for the car? What about repairs for the car? Part of this program, it's like lightly hinted at, and read the article, it's fascinating, but it's it's lightly hinted at the idea that you would also have, like, when you take it to the shop to have it fixed, it's all covered, it's all part of the system or whatever, right? And this sort of makes sense with the frequency with which people go through cars and the number of cars available and all this kind of stuff. It gives that opportunity where it's like, I don't have to, all you have to do is pay for gas, right? So, like, so I drive a 72 Chevy C20 Custom, a 1972 Chevy C20 Custom. It's got like 37-inch X-Humvee tires on it. It's got like 12 inches of lift. The thing's a beast. I get like 8.5 miles to the gallon, right? So if I could theoretically, right, if I could justify $600 a month in my budget, like let's say the crossover got like 40 miles to the gallon, and so I figure that out, and then I figure out the payments for my current car, like if I had payments for my car, like, you know, whatever, right? And then I could say, all right, this is how much I'm paying for my car. So if I can justify that $600 a month, then all I have to worry about is that and gas based on fuel economy. So it makes everything easier, right? It makes everything way more straightforward. And it's really interesting to think that there's a potential. And I really, like, if I thought I could afford $600 a month, and I'm not like a Volvo fan, and I don't, like, I know what it looks like, but it just looks like a plain ass crossover to me. But like, or SUV or whatever, small SUV, I guess they call those crossovers now. But like, if I could justify $600 a month, I would do it just to support the idea of this company. Like, legitimately consider this as an option. Because what this could mean in the future, potentially, is like, I don't need to worry about, you know, like, you still need to, I imagine, and they don't talk about it, but I imagine you still need to have a certain level of credit and all the other crap. All the other bits involved in that, right? But like, if I know, hey, I can get this car at $600 a month. I can get this one at $5. I can get this one at $4. I can get this one at $12. Bloody, you know, you got the full scales in there, right? So if I can do that, and I know that, then I can search for a job that'll let me buy this level of car, or I can find a way to afford this level of car, right? And I think it has the potential to be awesome, right? And I think it kind of has the potential to spread throughout the whole, like, loan industry and really shake it up. Because if you think about it, there's no difference technically between the loan that you have for your car and the loan that your parents had for their car when they got their first car. And, like, without these kind of efforts, the loan your children are going to have when they buy their first car. And so, like, we've really not had much in the direction of financial evolution as a people, and this has that potential. I think it's an absolutely fantastic idea. I absolutely love it. So next up is Voyager Records, and not Voyager like the Star Trek show. I was sad a little bit for that one, but that's okay. So on the back of the Kickstarter pressing of NASA's Voyager Gold Records, you can now buy them as opposed to just the Kickstarter thing. All right, so, and for those that don't know, in 1977, NASA launched the Voyager probe towards interstellar space. On that probe, they mounted a golden record, and it contains sounds of nature and greetings in several different languages. There's 2 Voyager probes. Voyager 1 is about 21 billion kilometers away from Earth right now, and back in 2010, it crossed the threshold into what we accept as interstellar space. But so this is really awesome. I'm a big space nerd, clearly. And so, like, this is super awesome to me. So the record sets are available via Ozma Records, O-Z-M-A, Ozma Records, for about $100 for the record set. Or if you don't have a record player because you're not nearly as hipster as I am, which is a thing that makes me want to die inside to even admit. But whatever, I love records. Fuck you guys. It's not new. I've always loved them. But so you can also buy a CD version for $50. And it doesn't just come with the records or the CDs. It also comes, and the record's like a 3 vinyl set, and it's gold. It looks beautiful. But it also comes with a book about the missions, and like news articles about the missions, and like photos sent back from the Voyager probes and stuff like that. It looks absolutely amazing. Just fucking phenomenal. I'm 100% gonna buy it on vinyl just because I'm that much of a douchebag, and $100 ain't that much fucking money. So, yeah, I'm 100% gonna do it. It's amazing. But so, yeah, Voyager Records, it's Ozma Records, and I'll have it linked below the Engadget article about it. Just check it out, like, read about it. It's interesting. If you're into space stuff or your vinyls, you're gonna want some of that. And so the last piece of news, and I imagine the one that in the title was the most is Avengers Infinity War, or more specifically, Marvel fatigue. So I recently listened to this podcast by The Weekly Planet, which I'll have linked below. So, like, just listen to their stuff, dude. They're absolutely fantastic. They talked about Marvel fatigue. And so, okay, so real quickly, firstly, the Avengers Infinity War trailer dropped today, the day that I'm recording this. It better be the day that you're watching it or whatever. But, so the Avengers Infinity War trailer just dropped this morning. I watched it at like 7:30 this morning when I first got up on Facebook. It's amazing. Like, it's heavy. It looks like there's a lot of sadness. Sad Tony Stark, my favorite Tony Stark. New Hulkbuster armor. Captain America with a beard. It's a beautiful Captain America. Just jokes, like little jokes. Get this man a shield. Get this man a fucking whatever. Like that kind of thing. Just solid. It looked fascinating. Absolutely amazing. I'm super excited about it. I cannot wait for it to happen. Yes, yes, yes. Especially on the back of God, the Justice League movie, which is just poison to your body. It was fun. It's good, but it's not where it should be for a Justice League movie. But it brought something up to me after I got done watching the trailer. I kind of started to think about comic book movie fatigue. I just kind of wanted to talk about this for a couple of minutes. So they brought it up in this in the Weekly Planet podcast that I listened to recently. Again, link below. And it became this thing where, like, when I first heard it, I was just kind of like, yeah, I get it. There's been a lot, and there's a lot of TV shows, and I don't watch Shield. I don't watch Supergirl. I don't watch Flash. I don't watch Arrow. And I like Flash, and I like Supergirl. Arrow's okay. But, like, I don't consume a lot of that. You know what I mean? But it's still one of those things where you have to think about, like, what about the movies, right? Like, I'm excited for Deadpool, and I'm excited for Avengers Infinity War, and I'm excited for the Black Panther standalone movie. But, like, and I'm excited for, in all reality, the Aquaman movie. I'm incredibly excited about that. I'm not excited for the Flashpoint movie at all. But that's because the Flashpoint cartoon did a really good job, and so I don't think the movie's going to be as good. And like, I'm really not that excited for Wonder Woman 2. Wonder Woman was a good movie, like a legitimately good movie, but I'm too afraid that they're going to do much of the same. And I think that this is really what this comic book movie fatigue boils down to. It is what it is for me. You know, it's what it boils down to for me. And I think it's what it might boil down to for a lot of people. Isn't that we're done with comic book movies and superheroes. I think it's that we're done with seeing subpar movies when there's so many good movies, right? Like, if a world exists where Thor Ragnarok can be made, which is a just fucking great movie, super fucking great movie, right? In a world where that exists, how do you fuck up Justice League as much as they fucked up Justice League? And not only is Marvel doing a good job and DC's movies aren't good, that's not what I'm saying at all, right? DC's movies are amazing, but it's the animated ones. The Dark Justice League movie, or whatever the hell they called that one, was amazing. The Flashpoint was amazing. The Killing Joke was amazing. They make these just fucking phenomenal cartoon movies, but they can't deliver it in live action. And I think the primary problem with that is that they're putting too many hands in. DC is trying to put their hands into the director's business, into the producer's business, to make sure that it's exactly what they want. And they don't just hire a director to do the movie and then just do the movie he wants. If it fails, it fails. Fine. Thor 2 wasn't that great. I enjoyed it, but it wasn't that great, right? I mean, you heard Goo some time ago mention that. Go back through my videos, you'll find it. But like, he's not a huge Thor person, or Thor 2 person, excuse me, a Thor 2 person, right? And that's fine. It's not that good of a movie, but it was a risk and they took it. A lot of people don't like the Doctor Strange movie, which I thoroughly enjoyed, but like, a lot of people didn't like it. So it's fine to have those bad movies, but like, let them do it, right? They let the director, whose name is escaping me right now, of Thor Ragnarok, do his thing. It's got his comedy, it's got his stylings, it's his movie, right? And you can see even Marvel. I mean, like, look at Ant-Man. They did that dual director thing where they changed it halfway through, and that movie has that jumpiness and has that incompletion. And I think that's DC's problem. And I think it's more than DC, because we're going to start seeing some of these, like, other smaller, not name brand comic books getting turned into stuff, and like video games getting turned into stuff, and things like that. It's like, just make those movies, right? Dwayne The Rock Johnson's Rampage is coming out. Just let that movie be whatever the hell it wants to be. And if it fails, it fails. And if it succeeds, it succeeds. But don't try to like overly control it to that extent. I don't know that it's necessarily fatigue. I think it's just that we have too many good things for the bad things to feel just, right? And I think that that's what the problem is like, you watch one of these subpar movies. They're still good movies. Justice League was a genuinely enjoyable thing to watch. Like, the funny parts were funny, and the action parts were actiony, and like, Henry Cavill's upper lip was made of magic and nightmares at the exact same time. Like, it's great, right? But why do we, like, how can we even get that when there's so many examples of good? Just do the thing. Like, Google, oh, hey, this is probably the best comic or whatever for Justice League, and then like, pick it up and then like, flip to the first page and be like, all right, let's get these costumes and start with this set. And then go to the second one and start with, and then do that. You know, just do it. We know what we're doing, right? And so I think that that's what the problem is. Just the ramp up. I don't think we're in Marvel fatigue. I don't think we're in DC fatigue. I don't think we're in comic book hero fatigue. I don't even think we're in bloody Star Wars fatigue. Although we might be with the like density that Disney's trying to force Star Wars on us. But I'm okay as long as they keep making Lego ships. I'll be happy. But yeah, I had read a bunch of stuff about it, and I listened to the podcast, and I listened to some other stuff, like other channels about it, and I don't think we're at a point where there's comic book fatigue, because there's still great stuff, right? Like, look at the response people had for the Deadpool, like, arguably teaser trailer, if I even wanted to call it that. There's more like viral marketing, right? And people loved it. It was hilarious, man. It was the best. Oh, with the Bob Ross jokes, and then like the like quick flash in images, all the other stuff. But we have to accept the fact that, like, there is going to be failures and or like smaller successes, and we got to be ready for those smaller successes to exist within. So I don't know. I think that it's, don't do reshoots. Don't doubt. If you want Michael Bay to make a movie and he puts in a whole bunch of Michael Bay explosions, don't edit out the explosions because people are like, oh, the last movie had a ton of explosions. Just be like, yeah, this one's gonna have a ton of explosions too. It's it's part of the gimmick. It's part of the ride. It's gonna be fucking tight. Boom. Let's do it. So, don't doubt your, like when you're producing, don't, or when you're hiring directors, don't doubt the directors, but let them do what they're doing. And also remember, like, we're still gonna have not great comic book movies. Look at the shows. S.H.I.E.L.D., it's kind of shit. I never liked it. I couldn't get into it, man. I don't like Daredevil. Punisher's fantastic. So, it's kind of one of those to each his own, but I don't think that we're at that point of fatigue yet in Marvel or in DC or in the greater comic book hero universe or whatever. And there's still a lot of good comic books out there that could be turned into fantastic shows. So either movies or TV shows, or like, small 8-part TV shows or whatever. Like, I think it has the potential. So I'm hoping for more, you know what I mean? But either way, I've been waxing for way longer than I wanted to. I've been John Norcrow. This has been Nerd Jive. Like this video, comment below. Tell me what you think about superhero fatigue. Let me know what's going on. Share this on all your social media so other people watch it. Subscribe to this channel if you're not subscribed. If you are subscribed, find 5 people, make those 5 people subscribe. That's on you. You figure out how to make them do it. Make them do it. Like, let's do this so I can do more of this or whatever. And also, I can get off my lazy ass and shoot more and do gaming and all this kind of stuff. But yeah, either way, like, comment, share, subscribe. John Norcrow, Nerd Jive. I'll see you guys on Friday. Stay nerdy, folks.